Hey dolls, welcome to Pinkie's podcast. This episode may contain some naughty language, so if you're a delicate doll, bye bitch. But before you go, please hit like and subscribe. Thanks, honeys. Hello, darlings. Welcome to Pinkie's podcast. I'm being very fancy. Yam is here. You can already hear her laughing. Hello. So what we were going to do was talk about how we met.
Yes.
Because I think it's our most asked question.
100%.
We usually say Tinder.
Yeah, that's a good one. Good one.
But
Just
I
Tinder.
feel like we should
Divulge.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like
was
how we
actually-
downloaded Tinder, you know.
It was actually swingers.com.
Oh my God, do you remember that on holiday? We went past that bar and it was like a full-on swingers place. Just like next to a newsagent's.
Yeah, just casual.
Why are things in Europe so like Eurotrash? I
Just
don't
free
get
living,
it.
isn't it?
I really want to bring back Eurotrash. I
love
feel
that
like
programme.
I know.
What was the woman called that had the massive boobs?
Oh,
what was her name?
What was her name?
Lola.
Lola Ferrari.
Ferrari. Yeah.
Lola Ferrari.
I wonder what happened to her.
Probably exploded
Oh my God.
Did she die?
from exploding breast.
She might have died. No,
She died.
She died. What's the thing? The woman who ate a fly. She'll probably die. Is that what you say in that song? Anyway,
There was a woman who
we've gone
swallowed
off
a fly.
topic
Anyway.
already. Yeah, I don't know if you should start this or if I should give the backstory of it. But then I feel like it would be good
It would
for
connect
you.
together, won't it?
Yeah, so I feel like you should say how the situation itself came about.
Okay. So let's go back to lockdown. Was that 2020?
Oh God,
So 2019,
makes me feel
2020?
sick.
2020. So my husband Sean is a tattoo artist, but he also DJ'd.
Yeah.
And so he couldn't work. So he was extremely bored during lockdown, and he's a singer in a band. Mm-hmm. So because he couldn't DJ and he's not someone that can sit still, he had to be doing something. So he started just DJing on Instagram, I think it was, every now and then on his band page.
Was he doing it live?
No, he
Just like pre-uploaded?
because you have to hold the button down. You used to have to hold the button. I don't know how on his phone.
For YouTube?
No, for Instagram.
Oh.
So he was doing it on Instagram where he was
Oh.
answering like Q&As on the LeBrock page and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then he was like, I think I could maybe perform or something. So I was like, why don't you do your DJing? Because you can't go out and DJ now. So you might as well try it.
I didn't even know this. This
Yeah.
is so good. Yeah. go on.
So, like 1 week he was like, I'm going to try and do like a DJ set. I'm going to do it on the LeBrock page because I had like a good following.
And this was Instagram still?
This was on YouTube. He decided to do it, but he had
Right.
no idea how to do it. So
How did he even come about that? Did he just see that people were doing
other
lives?
people were doing it. So you
Right.
could do them on Zoom. That was the first idea, was that we did it on Zoom
'Cause
and put out
everyone
a
was on
link and a
Zoom.
code. Yeah,
Yeah.
and a password and whatever.
Yeah.
I can't remember why he decided to do it on YouTube, to be honest.
Did he try Zoom? No.
No, because we were like, we don't know how to get it out there. And
Yeah, and then you don't know if you're going to get the same amount of people watching.
and with the
because-
lag and stuff like that on it, and with
Yeah.
more people joining, so decided to do it on YouTube. And because he just has to know how to do stuff, he can't not know.
Yeah.
He proper researched it on YouTube, how to live stream, how to put in all of his little animated GIFs and stuff, because he made all
Yeah.
the little GIFs.
So
he made
good.
like a background TV screen, so it looked like you're watching him on an old school TV and stuff.
Love it.
So he did all of it and had it all prepped before he did his first one.
So good.
So he was doing that. So every Friday night, 8 till 10 p.m. on the LeBrock music page, he was DJing. And then quite a few regulars would come. You'd see them in the chat, and we all knew each other by our usernames. No one knew each other's actual names by this point.
No.
And
Did they know you were Sean's missus though?
Yes, because I would go in and just give him cocktails because we had a cocktail bar.
I thought you were going to go, I would go in and give him shit.
No, that was in the comments section. I was like, fucking put another song on. No, like, I think some people knew because I'd met them at gigs and stuff. So there were some people that we kind of knew.
Yeah.
And then like family and friends that were joining and whatever.
Punishers.
So because we have like a little mini bar downstairs and we were so bored during lockdown, I just kept making cocktails all the time. So it was like an ongoing thing that I'd come in with something with an umbrella in it to give him during his set. And then there's two guys, Danny and Chris, that started coming on to the lives. And then I think they'd been at a Le Broc gig before. And one of them sent Sean a song by a band called FHE, and we had no idea what the name meant. We were like, is it pho? Like, is this pho? Pho? Mirror? This is cool. So Sean played it because people would send him new music. Like, he discovered so much new music during that time. And I remember he played it because it was in our spare room. We had the setup and everything. And he was like, yeah, I'm coming to listen to this. Like, this is really good. Because there was nothing else like it. And I was like, I like this. Like, this is good. So we played it on the YouTube and people just went mental. Like, everyone went mental about it.
So funny.
And then I remember sitting there because I would sit on the sofa, like, commenting away. And then I remember, like, FHE music came up in the comment section. And I was like, oh my God, it's an actual person. Like, what is this?
It's not AI created.
Like,
AI.
Yeah, like, it's there's a person behind this. And then I looked at the little icon with its pink hair and I was like, is this a real person? And then I remember like a few days later I went on Facebook, found the page and I was like, I don't know if this image is a real person or a cartoon because it's kind of
It's a bit cartooned. Yeah, it's kind of what was the game at the time? Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. It's very similar to that.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is cool. And then I think maybe I contacted the FHE page. I can't really remember.
So I started chatting. So the backstory of that up to that point is, so me and Paul had been making music for ages and it was always the vibe of whoever we'd worked with, it was always like, well, this is really big at the moment, you need to be doing this, or this is the sound, you need to sing like this, or you need to do this. And we were talking about this the other day, weren't we, about people being
jumping on a trend, and just
and like
it.
But even like when you've grown up, what you've grown up with is ingrained. So I was influenced by Madonna and Kylie and the rest of it, and I can't control that. Like, that's just,
I think that's what most people say when they hear your voice as well, is like, oh my God, it sounds like Kylie.
And I'm not trying
like
to do that. It's so strange, but this is why everybody says now that vocalists all sound the same, because it's ingrained. It's what they've listened to, you know. But yeah, so we were just like, do you know what? We are sick of this fucking rat race of music and we want to make what we like. And because it was lockdown and I was, well, I know now, I was like out of my mind depressed because I am a people person. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want
to be around people.
Yeah, like it did me in more than I knew, I think. Because you know me, I'm like, woo. I'm like, you won't kill my vibe, honey. But I was like, no, this is, when I think back now, it frightens me. Like, if they ever tried to pull that shit again,
I don't think anyone would adhere to it.
I would revolt. I would be like, no ma'am. So we started FHE, which sounds like we started from scratch, but we had so many songs that we'd just gone, oh, well, the labels aren't going to be into this or whatever. Not to say that you need a label, because you really don't need a freaking label, but that's another story. But we were like, let's just do some tunes that we really like. And Mirror was one where when we first started writing that, I walked in and I was doing like this robotic dance and I was like, oh, Mirror, like just giving it some. And I was like, oh my God, we need the guy from Human League. We won't delve too far into this, but his management said no. Regretting that now, honey. So we got another vocalist on it called Ginian, who is amazing. And it was funny because I think we'd put it out on Facebook or something. We created like some of the artwork, which was images of me that had been slightly cartooned, Grand Theft Auto style. And I mean, the backstory of that as well is that me and Paul are just, we're obsessed with the 80s. Just 80s music is our kettle of fish. And it wasn't a case of, I think, oh, did I just say kettle of fish?
Yeah, you mentioned the F word.
Spook it. So I was like, yeah, like we were really into that before the kind of synthwave thing was going, ooh, synthwave.
Yeah.
You know, before the whole, the Lights, whatever his name was. Oh my God.
Oh, the one.
No, what's he called?
Weekend.
The
Weekend,
Weekend.
that's
That's
what
the
I'm
one.
thinking of.
Thank God Paul's
The
here.
Wanted.
The Wanted.
It was a word.
No. So we'd started to put it out, and the backstory of Danny and Chris is I've known Danny for years and years and years, and I met him at a burlesque night, and I was performing, and he was doing a performance. I can't remember if he was doing fire or his angle grinding thing. I mean, yeah. So just picture Danny in your head. So I'd known Danny a long time because I say this in not a horrible way, but I would collect talented people and get them work because I was like, this is a travesty that you are
You're not out there.
not out to your full potential. And I am a total person who, if I see an opportunity, I'm like, I know a person.
Yeah.
Like I know someone who fits that bill.
Yeah.
And he's my brother from another cyborg. But yeah, so I think he'd seen it.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, my partner, he messaged us and he was like, my partner Chris watching this thing, and it's all synthwave music and it's really cool. And it's so funny because Danny didn't know it was Chris. Chris was really into it, and Danny kind of was like, oh, what's this?
Yeah.
You know? Can we just have a moment as well for Chris?
Oh, he's so gorgeous.
He's so handsome.
Delightful.
What a waste. Anyway, so
Only I was there.
damn it. So he so he'd messaged us and he was like, oh, I think they'd really like your song. He must have seen it on Facebook. It must have been. And I think Chris had gone, oh, your friend's music is really cool. I think Sean would be really into this guy from LeBrock. So I remember, and Danny, Jesus, like he's got to have every mod con of Apple software device.
He has every device
going. I sound so old when I've just said that, but I'm total tech, right? But he has, if there's a new Apple gadget, he has to have it. Can he send an email?
Oh God, no.
No. And Paul, I was
God
like,
love
Paul,
him.
just get the email and send it yourself. Because the conversation to and fro was really stressing me out. And I remember he said, oh, the show's on tonight, we need to get it for tonight to see if he'll play it. And he was like, how do I send and what do I do? And I'm like, oh my God, Paul, you're going to have to speak to Danny because I really can't cope. So he got it anyway. He eventually got it. And I remember Danny, I can't remember if I was already on it or if Danny said, oh, I'll let you know if it's played. I can't remember what the situation was because at that time I was pounding out masks.
Yeah.
I was sewing masks. So I remember being like, oh, I'll stick it on. I think I was in the middle of sewing and I was like, oh yeah, I remember to stick the show on. And the track was on, and all I remember is Sean going, what is this alien music?
We've got the clip of that still, haven't we? Someone took a screen recording and I've still got it.
It was so funny. And I hadn't commented at this point because I said to Paul, oh, I need to log in as FHE. And he was like, oh, right, yeah. So we're trying to set it up. And he was just like, what is this? It was so funny, his reaction, because he was just like,
I think we
don't know anything about it.
Yeah, he's like, this is a band called Fee? Fee? F-H-E? I like it. It's alien music.
Alien music, yeah. It was so funny. So then we got on the chat and you could just tell that these were our people.
It's the humour.
Yeah, we
the
just
dry
get each
sense
other.
of humour that we all had, pretty much similar.
And I could drop a movie quote.
Yeah,
and
someone will pick it
every
up.
fecker got it.
Yeah.
Like everyone.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, because I do that in real life and people look at me like, cricket.
Yeah.
They're like, what are you talking about? But it was just like, oh my God, everyone here gets it.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the backstory of that. But then how did the other chat come about?
The Discord.
The Discord, yeah. Was that already a thing? Because I can't remember. I think it took me a few weeks. That was it, Yuri.
made the Discord.
Hello, Yuri.
Hi. I can't remember whenabouts that was. I feel like I wasn't on it to begin with.
I
because
wasn't, no.
I just don't really understand a lot of technology.
No.
So I avoided it. But then
It felt like another level, I think. Because I was like,
Yeah.
I remember Garnet, Sexy Mexican Jesus, was like, yeah, you need to get on there and da-da. And I was just like, mate, I don't know what I'm doing.
Because the YouTube comments, you got to know people's sense of humour and what they liked, and we all had a similar bond over music
Yeah.
and humour, but then the Discord took it to another level
Oh my
because
God.
you got an insight into people's actual lives and like their
Honestly.
banter or like what they were up to, and it was debauchery.
It really was. It was like the after party, wasn't it? When we got on there.
Yeah.
But it was like...
You go from YouTube to the Discord and be on there for like 2 hours just chatting.
Yeah, you go from talking
funny.
about like, I don't know, LeBrock to talking about...
Lemons.
Yeah, lemons. What was the other thing? I remember telling them about the cougar workout.
Oh, yeah. Cougar workout.
And I was like, yeah, it's a real thing. And they were like, how do you know? I was like, because my mum used to do it.
Yeah.
Sorry, mum.
Love you, Annie.
But it was one of them where it was like, yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
But you then got to know people more on it
Yeah.
because it was them chatting, not about music. It was just general life, like sending pictures.
But
and
didn't it get to a point where there was so many people and it was like you'd open it up in the morning,
you'd have like 300
Oh my
like
God.
notifications of like new chat or comment, and it was insane.
sometimes, I mean, I was to blame for some of that sometimes, because I remember one night there was Garnet, Julia, I think, Egg, and
Lizzie was Lizzie.
But I remember sitting in bed and Paul's going, "Are you all right?" And I
just
was howling
yeah.
like with tears.
Yeah.
And I was like, do you know what? When I think about that, I think, thank God, because
it was like a light relief.
It was just like you feel like you're getting that human connection. And then I can't remember I feel like I got your number before we got on the Discord.
I think so too.
I would need to go back and have a look.
I think I'd seen, probably from stalking you at that point, I can't remember. I had seen either you shared your FHE page from your personal Instagram, or or maybe you liked like the LeBrock page from your personal Instagram or something like that. And then I saw that you were making the face masks, and I bought face masks for me and Mila. I had like a leopard print one, and you made LeBrock ones. Do you remember?
Yeah.
So you sent us some LeBrock face masks.
That's
and then
mental.
I think then I saw on your personal page, you had then linked Pinkie Fit. And
Right.
because I had been put on shielding for 3 months. I wasn't at work. I was drinking a lot and eating a lot because what else was there to do, and just felt like crap. And then I was like, you do workouts, but you were doing them on Zoom. And I was like, this is perfect. Like, I can do this. And I think that's when we then talked.
Yeah, we had a
like a consultation
didn't
thing.
we?
Yeah. Yeah. And about like what exercise I should do for what and what I wanted to achieve and stuff like that. And I think it was from there then.
Yeah, because I remember calling you, and I remember because Mila hurt herself while we were on the thing, and I was like, oh no. And I was just like, oh my gosh, she's got so much going on. I can't believe you were still working as well.
Yeah.
Because had you gone back, because you'd been shielding, hadn't you?
So I shielded for 3 months. Was it 3 months? Yeah. Yeah.
But at that point, you were back at work, weren't you, I think?
Not to begin with.
Oh, were you not?
No. And then I think, like, I got pretty much told I had to leave work. I think lockdown happened. Yes. It was 2 weeks after that.
I remember, because I remember you saying on the Discord, like, I'm so scared about going in.
Yeah, I was terrified.
Because you're working in a hospital.
Yeah. I was like, if I'm going to catch COVID, because at that point, everyone thought if you caught COVID, that's it, you're dead.
You're dead,
yeah, that's it. So I was terrified and also absolutely devastated that my Fridays would now no longer just be prepping from the moment I woke up my cocktails for the whole day and evening.
Yeah.
I'd have to actually go to work. So I used to work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and like odd Saturdays, which was then terrible for the Discord because I'd be awake until 2 just laughing at my phone in bed, and then have to get up the next day.
With it, could you?
No. So yeah.
Weird. Because even when you go to work, I suppose, I mean, I don't know. And I've been self-employed, and obviously at that point I was doing my classes online.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's another story. That's a whole nother podcast. But it's like, I still didn't know what it was like outside, really.
Yeah.
You went to the supermarket and stuff. And I remember because I'm one of those people, like, if I sell something, I wear it. Like, I only sell what I like.
Yeah.
And I remember wearing my masks because I just thought, well, you know what, I'm making them, so maybe somebody will ask. And I remember people like laughing at me wearing the mask, and I was like, you'll bloody see. Because I knew it was coming, and I'm really into like Japanese culture and, you know,
like Hawaii kind of stuff.
And so I'd seen it all, and I know like this is normal in a lot of countries.
Yeah.
So you might laugh and point, but it's
coming.
coming.
Yeah.
And then literally within I think, a month.
Yeah.
Everybody stood there in a mask. I remember being
you're like, I can't say them fast enough.
know. Literally, I remember being in the Asda queue and there was about 8 people with my masks on. But it was cool. But it was just like, at the same time, it's like, what did we live through?
I know.
It's crazy.
It's weird to think about now, isn't it?
It's weird. And I sometimes think, like, our friendship, I think, was it like super escalated quickly because we needed that, you know what, connection. But I feel like even if we'd met in another time, we'd be the same.
Yeah,
we would 100%. Be the same.
100%.
But I think it was almost a thing of that we need to hang out. Like, it was so annoying. And like I said to you the day, I remember it was my birthday and we'd organised a drag
on
Zoom party and Sean was DJing. Oh my God. It was too funny. And I remember saying to Paul, Paul's like, well, what do you want to do? And it was, I used to get mad at him because I was like, you don't get it, you can go to work.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't want to go to work.
That's what it was like for me and Sean, because he was a tattoo artist. They were like one of the last groups of occupation to go back, but I was at the hospital. So after those 3 months, I was going to work and it was pretty normal for me because I got to see people and see people that I worked with, and it was weird, like you had to keep your distance and have your mask and whatever, but
you feel slightly socialised.
You got a bit of normality, you've got a change of scenery, not just like inside your house or going for a walk. Because
even when you go for a walk, do you remember people being like,
oh yeah, like stepping off, walking in the road so they're not on the path near you? Like, it's wild to think about now,
isn't it? So weird. And I think, I mean, you know me, well, I mean, both of us are like hyper germaphobes. But just got fluff off my cardi. But even I think it just took me to another level.
Yeah, definitely. I think though for you, because you were at home a lot, so you were doing your Zooms from home, you were doing your sewing from home, everything. You then, like, your home is then like your safety, and then you think, like, if I go out these doors, I'm going to catch COVID. And, like,
you're so frightened, absolutely terrified.
I always remember your Zoom that you were you had that baguette, a tiger bread baguette with candles in.
Oh my God, that was pre-gluten free. I was like,
are you going to have a birthday cake? Going to have a vegan birthday cake? And you were like, I'm going to have a tiger bread baguette with candles in. And I was like, right.
I like cake.
And then you literally came on the screen with it. It was huge.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. I tell you what, though, I was all
funny.
about tiger bread and cream crackers.
Oh yeah, I used to send you Jacobs in the post, didn't I?
You sent me crackers and Rico used to eat them all. That is so funny. But yeah, it's mad, isn't it, when you think now? But I think, so that's like how we met. But then it was so funny as we met in person.
Yeah, so the lockdown for you in Scotland was more strict than us in England at this point. So it was the May. So it'd be May 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, in my head, because I hadn't been out, I was thinking there's like border control.
Oh yeah.
And there's like people stopping your
stop
cars
you in the road. Yeah.
But it wasn't like that.
No. And I'd picked up on how much you, not that you were scared, but that, like, if I said, oh, I've been and met my mate for an illegal walk, and you were like, that's really bad. And I was like, I promise you it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, it is fine. I think because I was going out to work as well, I felt differently, that like you could have some normality and you could meet your friends for like a socially distanced walk and stuff like that. But you could go and visit people. You weren't allowed to stay in their house. I can't remember what it was. You could visit each other outside or something.
I don't think we'd got that yet. I can't remember.
No, yours was stricter. But I was like, look, people can mingle now in England. Like, you can come and stay in our house or whatever. I can't remember what the rule was. We broke a rule. Yeah, well, I can't remember what it was.
Did we though? Because I can't remember. I can't remember that we did. It was something
like you could have someone from your bubble or you could have someone from your family in your house, but it wasn't allowed to be someone from outside. I can't remember what it was.
Because I remember I was able to travel at that point.
Yeah. But I remember you being scared of like, because you were like, what do I say if they ask me where I'm going? And I'm like, just say you're visiting your sister or like you're visiting your family. I was going to come and be
the nanny.
Yeah. Yeah, because we were terrified.
So it wasn't, we're playing this up like it was quite bad at that stage, but it wasn't. It was, things were like...
It was getting back to normal.
Yeah.
Because like Mila was back at the childminders.
Yeah.
Sean wasn't back at work. Was he back at work?
No, because I think he was like one of the last people to be able to do it.
He wasn't back at work.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was getting a bit of normality. He could go to the shops.
Was he?
And stuff
because
again.
I remember when I came round and he'd just come home, remember?
Oh, maybe he was back at work.
Yeah.
Maybe he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of him walking in and being like, is this weird?
so funny. So I got the train, and it was weird that it wasn't weird.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
I remember I was late picking you up because I'd had to go drop my daughter off with my mum and dad. And
your mum was like, should you be having somebody? Do you remember?
Yeah. And I'd kept it a secret because we knew that we were going to go on the YouTube stream that night, but I'd kept it a secret because I was worried that people might be annoyed that like we were mixing households. I came and picked you up, but I was like 3 minutes late, and I'd seen on my phone it pinged up saying like, I'm here and waiting outside. And then I was driving my little Fiat, and I was like, shit, if I don't turn up, she'll think I'm a fake person. Like it's just actually a 50-year-old man that's talking to her.
Oh my God.
And then I just remember pulling up and you were stood there. You just got in my car. We were like, "Hi, you're right." Like,
so funny.
This is just normal.
And then we got to your house, and I was just sitting there on your sofa. It was so funny. And then I can't remember, it was a bit of time, and then Sean turns up and he just opened the door and he went, "All right." And I was like, "Hiya." And he was like, "Is this weird?" I was like, no,
not in the slightest.
And he gave me a big hug. It was so funny.
And he had bought that vegan avocado cake in the shape of a little avocado
to celebrate me coming round. And then he did his live that night.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because we just appeared.
Yeah.
And people lost their shit.
Yeah.
It was so good. But yeah, how mental.
I know. If it hadn't have been for COVID, I feel like we might have crossed paths because we've discovered there's a few things we've been to over the years at the same time. But
mental.
Something good happened from it.
So that's how I met my sister. There you go.
There we go.
Random fact. So, have you got a random fact?
I have. I researched this.
Oh my God, I'm
morning.
excited.
Are you ready for this one?
This could be anything.
I think this is quite tame for me, actually.
Oh, okay.
After what we watched today, I think this is quite tame.
Oh my God.
I thought I'd reel it back in. Did you know that Emma Bunton actually auditioned for the part of Bianca Butcher before Patsy? And Patsy got it.
Weird.
I know.
Was that pre-Spice Girls?
Yeah. So she had a small role in EastEnders. Also didn't know this, just found that out.
Oh.
But Emma Bunton had been on EastEnders with a small part, and then the part for Bianca came out.
I feel like I just got a flashback there of seeing her as like a kid on EastEnders.
I don't think I remember. I don't remember ever seeing her on there.
I watched a documentary about Spice Girls, and I remember watching it and like literally the food falling out of my mouth because I was like, oh my God. I was there, and it was their first ever gig as the Spice Girls, and it was at Preston. And it was what was it called?
Why was
Party
the
in
first
the
gig in
Park?
Preston?
Don't know.
I just assumed they were all like,
it was random. Well, I think it was hosted by Rock FM.
Oh, okay.
So they were like the big station at the time. But it was so funny because I remember I went up to the fence at the side of the stage, and we had, we didn't have money when I was a kid, but we were the first people to get cable.
Oh, okay.
So we had the box.
That's
and
cool.
I was going to school going, Spice Girls, Spice Girls. And everyone was like, what the frick are you talking about? And I was like, Spice Girls, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then it was like 2 months later, they were like, Spice Girls. And I was like, fucking told you about Spice Girls.
Do you remember when they brought in Channel 5 and all the promo for it was just the Spice Girls?
Yeah.
I always remember. You had to just switch
it
on.
Everywhere.
And it would just be like a picture
You
of
changed
them.
the channel and they were the Walkers advert.
Yeah.
Everything.
Or Coke or something.
Everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when they were gigging and I'd gone to the side of the stage and there was this fence and I was just like, Spice Girls, Spice Girls. And it was literally just me stood there, little me. And Mel B came over and she's like, you're right, love. And I was like, yeah, can you sign this for me? And I can't remember. It was like a postcard or something. She signed it. Next minute, all these kids come flooding.
Oh my God.
And it was hysterical. They all had pineapple hairdos. It was dodgy as, honestly. And so she signed this thing. And I was like, oh my God. And I'm getting squashed. And Mel B's like, don't squash her. Don't squash her. Honestly, it was so funny. But you know what? I cannot find them fecking autographs now. So annoying. But on this documentary, they took a picture because their mums were all there well. It was so cute. And this photo on this documentary was like, oh, this was a photo from us at our first gig. I'm only in the background.
That's
against the fence.
With pink hair, obviously.
Well, yeah, I was born like it. But it was so weird.
That's
you know, when you're just
so
like,
nice.
oh my God, what a flashback.
What a piece of history.
So weird. But yeah, bloody I haven't got the freaking autographs now. I can't find it.
Devastated.
It'll be my mum tidying.
They've gone with the Hello
how
Kitties.
weird. God, imagine if Emma Bunton had been.
I know, can you imagine?
Ricky.
Yeah.
I
Thank
don't
God
think
she didn't
she'd
get
have been-
it.
Yeah,
You know, we
no.
were talking about like manifesting yesterday and like visualizing yourself and things happening the way they do. I honestly think she didn't get that role because she was meant for the Spice Girls.
Yeah, totally. Because she brings the baby.
Yeah, like the innocent, like cute.
I just think she's so beautiful, and she's had amazing tracks as well. What took you so long?
Oh
yeah, banger.
Yeah, banger.
She's great. Well, there's your random fact.
There you go.
I enjoyed that one.
Did you?
Yeah, it was nice.
And
it wasn't vulgar.
I thought about it, and then I thought, no, rein it in.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, we've got a lot to talk about, so I feel like you're going to be on future episodes. And
just like every other week, like she's back again.
Yeah.
Here she is.
Guess who's back? Yeah, I'm again. But yeah, I feel like there may be some more crude facts in future.
Probably. I can't make any promises.
No.
Do you know what I think we should talk about? You know, yesterday we were saying about connections, where we were talking about what you wanted to like talk about, and I think your connections to everyone in your life are so interesting.
Random. Yeah.
Like our connection is random, but I think that is something to highlight about you, is that you have a connection to so many people. But
are you saying I talk to everyone? Yeah,
I mean,
is that what you're saying?
She does.
God.
But how you've met people or how you've come into contact with them is there's always a story that's like, it's not just like we went to school together and then we've just talked to each other every day for 20 years. It's like I was just flying down the road on my roller skates with like rockets coming out the back, and this person just jumped out and saved me from a cow in the road, just like that. Yeah.
It's so weird, but I've got connections where I've like got people married off my random connections. How mad is that? You know, when I think about it, I'm like, oh my God, it's like, so weird.
Oh my God, that program where you're doing the burlesque.
Oh, Don't Tell the Bride.
Yeah, like I'd watched that episode
so
years
weird.
Before. Would never have known that was you.
Yeah. I wasn't on Don't Tell the Bride getting married.
No.
I was flashing my tits.
But I bet there's so many people that have seen that would remember it, and they're like, oh my God.
I know.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird?
Yeah.
It's so strange. But yeah, well, thank you.
You're very welcome.
For being my first episode.
Thanks for asking me.
I feel like we should just change the whole podcast and it should be Fruit Salad Sisters.
Fruit Salad Sisters.
Maybe that could be our sideline.
Yeah.
You know, Channel 5, we're available. We'll share the screen with Jane.
Yeah.
We love a bit of Jane.
We love a bit of Jane
Don't
McDonald.
we? Jane McDonald.
Oh, yeah.
Higher the hair, the closer to Jesus, honey. So, yes, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
And I love you.
Thank you. I love you.
Love you.
Love you. Don't ever fucking leave me.
I won't. It's nobody else like Jan. People are so jealous of our friendship, which makes us laugh, really. Because people that I've not even met, like I do obviously the live sales online, and people are like, oh my God, how did you and Jan
I think
meet?
people think that we've known each other for years.
Yeah, they do.
Like
It's
we must
weird.
have gone to school together or something like that.
But they're just like, I wish I had that friendship with somebody.
You just got to be fucking bonkers.
You've just got to be crazy.
Yeah.
You've got to be your real self.
Yeah.
That was the
no
thing.
No bullshit. Just tell each other how it is.
Yeah.
Make the effort, and there you go.
That's it. And I say this to ladies all the time when they ask us about our friendship. Oh God, I just wish I had somebody like that. I'm like,
you can.
Just be your authentic self.
Yeah, but you can.
Yeah.
Just like
talk to people.
Yeah.
You know, and there's enough online places, platforms, whatever there is, to meet people.
Definitely.
You just got to put yourself out there.
100%.
You can't, you know.
And if you're yourself, then you attract the right people as well.
Exactly. And get out in real life.
Oh, yeah.
Cheese and rice. We were locked up for so long.
Yeah.
Like, go to a dance class.
Yeah.
Go to,
Grab life by the balls.
Go to a crafting club.
Yeah.
Go to a choir. Do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's our tips. Darlings. Thank you. Peace. Bye, guys.